Markup and margin. In just a couple of minutes, I'm going to define for you and share with you instances and examples of how to work with markup and margin with your food business, whether you're dealing with wholesale, looking at retail pricing, thinking about distributors and your sales price to retailers. Markup and margin is very important for you to understand. And if you don't understand the difference, listen up and let me share with you some insight on markup and margin. Hi, I'm Tim Forrest, Tim Forrest Consulting, and I'm excited to share with you tips, tricks, and how-tos in food and CPG business. Hey guys, I'm excited to share with you today the difference, an understanding of two basic terms in food retailing that you need to know. That is markup and margin. There's a lot of confusion. Is markup and margin, is that the same? Is there something different? What exactly is markup and margin? If you don't know that, there are two terms that you need to know, need to understand how to compute that and how to work with that in your food business. So let's just talk about the differences between markup and margin. Markup, the confusion results from oftentimes markup and margin can be talking about the same thing, and that it'd be a dollar figure that they're discussing. They're two very different terms and financial calculations in order to reach or arrive at the same point. And so, very simply, an easy way to understand it, markup sets the price, whereas margin is how much profit was made once something ran through the register. And so again, markup sets the price. So if you purchase something, if you know what you're going to pay for something, you use markup to make a determination on what that new retail price would be. For instance, if you want to make 100% markup, it's a formula. You take your purchase price, you multiply it by 100, and that gives you 100% markup. And your markup is double what your purchase price is. Regarding margin, margin is once you've sold it. So let's just say you're selling something for $9.99, and you want to understand what your margin is. Your margin is that percentage that you made through the register that was the portion that you did not pay for the product. So if you purchase a product and resell it, it's the amount that you made over and above what you sold it for. The margin is the amount of money you made on an item that you sell that you didn't have to pay for the product. And so in mathematics, with a formula, margin is based off the sell price. Markup is used to compute a selling price. Markup is the amount a retailer raises the wholesale cost of an item. The markup is the amount that is added to the cost of goods to achieve a retail price. So let's look at this example. I've got an item. The product has a cost of $1 and it has a markup of 50 cents, resulting in a selling price of $1.50. The 50-cent markup is the same as a 50-cent gross profit. However, the markup is often expressed as a percentage of cost. In the example, the 50-cent markup is divided by the cost of $1, resulting in a markup of 50%. The markup is half the cost of goods and then added to the cost to achieve the retail price. Margin is used to figure profits after a product is sold. So a margin or profit is defined as sales minus cost of goods. If a retailer sells a product for $1.50, which has a cost of $1, the gross profit or gross margin is 50 cents. The gross profit ratio or the gross margin ratio expresses the gross profit or gross margin as a percentage of sales. Where are some of the ways this is so important to us? So one of the things I can share with you generally, there's different categories. We can go to retailers and we know that, for instance, Costco wholesale, everything at Costco wholesale, they make a 14% margin at the register. So if you see a selling price of something at Costco, they're making 14% margin. So you can do the math. If we go to Walmart, generally they're going to be making about 35% margin on a product. So you can do the same math there. If you're able to get into a military commissary and you have military commissary privileges, the products that are sold there are sold at basically purchase price. So when you see the pricing in the aisles, that pricing is the purchase price there. So that gives you some numbers. So That's some ways to use it. Also, you're going to use this information to understand the competition. You can use some of these. You can think about margin as far as maybe what the competition is selling their products for. Also, when you're working with markup, you're working to understand what is it likely a retailer is going to mark a product up that you provide to them. And so when you're working with retailers, they might ask you, or wholesalers, they might ask you, what's the markup on this? What's the expected money that they can make from selling this? Hope this information helps. Hope it's valuable. If you've got an innovative product, or if you have a question, send me a note, tim@timforrest.com. If you have an innovative item, I'd love to talk to you about it. You can jump on my calendar at timforrestmarkets.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.